Other interesting business news, you have Hooters closing more stores. Somehow they are still in business. But the restaurant category industry of restaurants are usually growing, pun moderately intended. I mean, Hooters, they were definitely an industry leader. They were one of the first massively successful companies to take that concept and execute it on a large national scale, and I would argue even a global scale. However, there are a lot of other competitors these days, some even headquartered in the great state, or some might argue the great country of Texas. One of the best, or one of the largest ones, again, pun not really intended, is Twin Peaks, headquartered out of, I think it's technically Dallas, Texas. I think it is right on the city limits. But nevertheless, Hooters has become more and more dated, especially as they've become more and more inclusive of the waitress staff. So they are no, a lot of people would say they're no longer traditionally beautiful, and they have been growing, but their sales have not. Let's just put it that way. Now, this was brought to us thanks to Taylor Hertzlock over at New York Post. They say, quote, Hooters abruptly shuts down underperforming stores as inflation hammers diners. Which, let's see here. Now, there's just put some eye candy while I actually read the article here. Now, Post said, quote, like many restaurants under pressure from the current market conditions, Hooters has made the difficult decision to close selected locations. Unquote. This is coming from a spokesperson or spokesman from the company. They note that roughly 40 of the 300 restaurants nationwide are closed, including those in Florida, Kentucky, Rhode Island, Texas, and Virginia, according to Restaurant News, Nation News. They say the number of Hooters locations has declined by 12% since 2018, according to the restaurant consulting firm Technomatic. Meanwhile, the competitors, case in point, Twin Peaks and Dave & Buster's, have seen an increase since then. I mean, I don't know how much. No, Dave & Buster's also legally acquired Main Event, or was it the other way around? I forget. So it's one legal entity. But nevertheless, I wouldn't put them in the same category since I think those are mostly gaming companies because not gambling, but they have all the little animatronics, basically Chuck E. Cheese for adults. Is how I describe Dave & Buster's. And for better or worse, many would say worse. I don't think the staff is very busty. Although, I'm trying to think, I had a corporate event there like 8 or 9 years ago. It's been quite some time to say the least. Now, they continue to say, quote, the Hooters rep maintained that the brand of 41 years is still highly resilient and relevant. Eh, I don't know about that. They say, quote, we look forward to continuing to serve our guests at home and on the go in our restaurants here in the U.S. and across the globe, unquote. Which, really? I can't help but think it's so dated. Yeah. I mean, at least the girls in this picture are actually beautiful. Although, odd choice, they're wearing white sneakers. Now, granted, I'm no sneaker aficionado. I, truth be told, have the good old dad sneakers, the New Balance 990 series. I think I'm on a 70th pair. And granted, in terms of looking at these girls, I'm probably the only person on the planet who actually looked in to see if they were, in fact, wearing shoes. Obviously, that's not the point of the whole restaurant concept. But I think I went there 10 to 15 years ago for a beer just to say I did it once. And like all my friends and all the people I know who have gone there throughout the years, I mean, the most common comment I hear is that the food is declining more and more, which again, I know that's not the major attraction of this. That's not the reason most people are going there. But you have competitors who have better looking women and you have better food. And again, the category of restaurants, I mean, that's been growing for decades. Obviously intended again. But I wonder what they'll do to actually try to reverse this trend because this has been happening for quite some time at Hooters. It's in terms of the culture. I mean, again, they were industry first. I mean, they revolutionized. A lot of people would say they revolutionized the concept of like what a fun guy restaurant could be, and they were actually growing so much. They had their own airplane, and they had the idea of having Hooters Air, which again that was a business blunder because again that was not profitable. The idea was kind of cool to have beautiful stewardess, which again back when the aviation was first booming, all the stewardesses were beautiful women, and now yeah, not so much. So it was interesting for them to kind of maybe go back to that original idea of what many people would say make the aviation industry such a fun experience. Men also, of course, suited up and had a decorum of class back in the day. I mean, geez Louise, I think last time I flew on an airplane, so I was wearing sweatpants and flip flops with socks, which is ridiculous and obviously a fashion of minus. So it will be interesting to see. I mean, let me know in the comments. When was the last time you actually went to a Hooters, and what would they need to do to turn things around? I would really be fascinated to hear what you have to say. I've driven past them throughout the years. I just can't fathom. Again, it had to be 10, 15 years ago. It was just for the concept. Just so I could say I did it once. And granted, I think all I had was a Michelob Ultra because that was, I mean, back when I actually drank beer. Granted, I never drank heavily because I'm a little bit of a health nut. Like that was kind of my cliche go-to at the time because it's healthier in comparison and low carbs. But yeah, let me know in the comments. When was the last time you actually went to Hooters? And with all the competition out there, would you go again anytime soon? Let me know in the comments. As always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I would greatly appreciate it. Also, leaving a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment is a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.